Health and nutrition is on everyone's mind these days. Living a healthy lifestyle starts with education. So join me, Sally Meintz, the NutriFreak, as we explore the variety of healthy options and activities Lancaster County has to offer. Welcome to It's Your Life, Lancaster. Hi, I'm Sally Meintz, NutriFreak, and welcome to another edition of It's Your Life, Lancaster. Last fall, the Wellness Committee of the Lancaster Lebanon IU13 asked me to create a weight loss contest for their employees. In the following interview, we will learn how, with the help of HR Supervisor Caroline Black, the staff of IU13 kicked off 2013 learning how to take control of their health for the rest of their lives. So great to see you today, Caroline. Thank you so much. Could you give us a little background on you and the IU13?
Sure can, Sally. Thanks for having me. First of all, my name is Caroline Black. I'm the Human Resources Supervisor here at IU13, and one of my roles is to oversee the wellness program, our corporate wellness program. The IU13 is an education agency, and we sell services to local school districts. We've had a wellness program here at IU13 for about 6 years now, and we have a wellness committee with representatives from every department, and they really act as the advocates on behalf of the employees in their departments. And we have an executive director, Dr. Cynthia Burkhart, who is very supportive of our wellness initiatives, so supportive that she's even built it into our strategic priorities. So in the HR department, wellness is one of our goals, and then trickles down to one of my goals as the HR supervisor. So this Biggest Winner contest has really fit nicely into the goal of corporate wellness. And what we're trying to do is we're really trying to improve the overall well-being of our employees and their families. So when you think about wellness, we think about wellness from every aspect: spiritual, financial, mental, all of those things. And the Biggest Winner has given us an opportunity to really help our employees get off on the right foot to a healthier lifestyle.
Okay, that's awesome. And here's my take on this. You and I co-created this contest together way back in October, and where I'm coming from as the NutriFreak is wanting to help people create permanent lifestyle changes. This isn't about weight loss, it's not about body fat loss, it's really about teaching people, it's educational and teaching people how to eat better and how to create it to be a lifestyle. So that's pretty much my intent, wanting to kind of match that along with what you want to do with the families and the employees of the IU13. It's been really, really fun for me.
One thing that I'll say, Sally, is in the education business, we all understand that understanding is the key to success, and having that knowledge is essential. So the Biggest Winner contest was really excellent in regards to getting that information to the employees that participated, and knowledge sharing on your part was really excellent. I know that a lot of people through testimonials have shared that the education they received is what will carry them along.
Yeah, and that was my main goal, was to make sure they had ongoing education. And the other thing is, people usually lose it when it comes to being motivated and staying inspired and having the accountability. So I wanted to kind of incorporate all of that so people were successful with this contest. When we started this back in October of 2012, we kind of laid out the big plan and the picture of it. And what we kind of decided to come up with was creating the launch. We wanted to make this thing a launch, a ready, set, go, if you will, for people. So when they left that meeting, they were equipped. They had meal plans. They had a shopping list. They knew when the grocery store tours were. So people had the tools they needed to get started.
Yeah, and I really think that we set that up perfectly for employees to be able to do exactly that, Sally. I mean, you know, when you get into the grocery store tours, we know people were doing that the first week of the contest, which is excellent. And employees really appreciated that opportunity of, again, getting the information, but then having the opportunity to get out to the store, get that
Right.
cooler, really do some meal planning so that they were ready, set, go for week one.
Exactly. And the other thing that we wanted to do with this contest was make it very easy for people to join, not have a lot of rules and regulations. Make it easy, make it fun, get as many people involved as we possibly could.
One thing that I will say is, with the ease of joining, we set it up that we could have teams and individuals, which I think was really nice. We treated the individuals as really a team of one, but we ended
Right.
up seeing, I think, what were we up to? 81 total participants,
yeah.
and that was 17 teams and 5 individuals.
Yes.
So I was really excited about that.
Going back to what we planned to accomplish our goal, and the educational piece was we set up 5 what we called Winning Wednesdays, educational sessions that were going to be held once a week on a Wednesday night. The grocery store tours were huge. The intranet, we had a website geared just for participants in this contest. So I was posting recipes and tips and video so people could be engaged at all times. And they could come up on their computer every single morning and find something new on there. And that, I think, was really helpful as well. The other thing I wanted people to do was have access to my team, to myself and my team, via email to answer any questions that they might have, you know, on a personal level or whatever. So we were accessible to the participants, which is probably something you're not going to find everywhere, which is very, very cool. And the other thing that I wanted to do was for people who are interested in kind of taking this thing to a new level, I created a NutriFreak challenge for them so they could obtain points for going on the live tour, for going on the, for coming to all the educational sessions and create points. And then I had a very nice prize for them at the end. So that was really fun for me. And again, the main goal of this contest was for all of this stuff to come together for people to make long-term permanent changes. And I think we accomplished that.
A couple things that I just want to touch on, Sally. The web portal that was developed was unbelievable. I mean, even when I myself logged in, every time I was just blown away by how quickly we got that put together. And with the help of our internal tech support, with the help of Margie, thank goodness, we had a wonderful site. And I really was enthusiastic about the fact that people were actually finding clean eating recipes and emailing them to you, asking if they could get them put up on the site, which you did, which I thought really gave them an ownership in the competition. And the Winning Wednesdays were amazing. The one Winning Wednesday that stands out to me is the juicing, when you brought in the 3 Vitamixes and you made the sorbet and the soup and also the green smoothie. That was just amazing. The taste testing, people really enjoyed that because they had a takeaway.
Yeah.
And I know a few people that actually went out the next day or the next week and picked up a Vitamix. So real exciting stuff.
It was amazing. They were really engaged. They were listening, they were learning, and it was very, very exciting for me for that. Now, I want to go back to that launch meeting. For me, took obviously a lot of planning, but the energy and the excitement when we had the people coming in was crazy. It was amazing. There was one team called the Shrinky Dinks. They had their shirts, they were coming in, and there was a competitive spirit that night, and that just set the tone for the whole event. It was really, really exciting.
Absolutely. Some of the team names were really hysterical. No more waiting until we eat again. The Shrinky Dinks, really good stuff.
Yeah. I want to talk about the grocery store tour. That was very valuable as a tool for people to really learn how to read nutrition labels, what to eat, what not to eat, what foods should be staples in their diets, what foods to avoid. And it really, we actually did a video of a condensed version of the tour, which was on the website as well all the time. And I'd like to read just one testimonial to you from one of the participants about the grocery store tour, if I may. This is from one of the participants of Lancaster, I believe, and she says, "I wanted to thank you for an amazing shopping tour yesterday at Carnes. I feel I really learned some helpful tips and yes, was amazed at some of the things that I thought were okay, but oh my, are not." So that is very fun for me when people actually have aha moments. And some of those were, one lady said she didn't realize that whole wheat bread was better than a multigrain. So that was an aha moment for her. Or when a product says low sugar or sugar-free, that they think it's good, and actually there's artificial sweeteners in there. So little things like that are like, whoa, people had no idea. So I just love doing the grocery store tour.
I was really excited to hear we had 47 people participate in the grocery store tours. That's excellent. The other thing that I was excited to hear about, people were bringing their family members, their sister or their children or their husband. How wonderful is that? Because again, back to that corporate mission, that goal is to not only reach our employees, but their families as well.
Right, and when people start to incorporate some of this clean eating lifestyle, it's going to naturally have that trickle-down effect, which brings me to another email that I'd like to read from one of the participants regarding her husband. And this email says, "Thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to the store tour. My husband has hypothyroidism and struggles with no energy and weight issues. He and my older brother are also doing this with me." How cool is that?
That's excellent.
Yeah, and they're getting results. I mean, the family members are getting results just because the IU employees are incorporating this into their lives. It's very exciting.
It's exciting.
So as we proceeded through this contest, going into week 2 and 3, my goal was to give people basic information to start with. And then the Wednesday started to go into practical stuff, like, okay, here's what clean eating is. What do I do with this food? How do I cook it? How do I prepare it? It's very nuts and bolts with me. Bring the food in. Allow them to taste food that maybe they haven't tried before. We did things they go, whoa, I didn't know this tasted so good. And that's cool for me. Or I had one of my NutriFreak team members came in and actually showed people, actually did a demonstration on just cutting cilantro. I mean, how simple is that to do with the scissors? We don't think of things like that. How to pack your cooler, what's in the cooler, and healthy tips and healthy snacks and meals for the family. When the family members find out how nutritious and delicious healthy food is, they're totally on board with the whole thing as well. So that was kind of our goal for the cooking class, was to do that. We also did a night where we brought in 3 Vitamixes, which you already talked about, and that's like the super food processor of all time. And what we did with that was we actually juiced veggies and fruits and showed people how delicious juicing can be. So it was a whole new world. It was a whole new level for people. And we did a soup, we did a peach sorbet, so we did different foods that were very healthy, very tasty, and like you said, people went out and bought Vitamixes because they actually had them on sale at Costco.
Right.
And that to me just is exciting. It's it just jazzes me.
It was amazing to me how many people were quick to kind of turn their nose up at that green smoothie.
Oh, yeah.
But once they tasted it, they were amazed at how good it tasted. It really was exciting to see.
Yeah.
And for me personally, talking about taking it home to our families, for me, having a husband who doesn't get a lot of the nutrition from good, healthy greens,
Right.
sneaking a little bit of kale into an otherwise all-fruit smoothie is really good for him. So
Yeah, that's how you break them in.
exciting.
Put
Yeah.
that fruit in there. Exactly. The other thing, the other class that we did kind of midway through was an exercise class. That has to be incorporated as well as we go into learning how to create a lifestyle. Exercise is important. And so I created a video that was up on the website that incorporated using bands and very minimal equipment for people that they could do at home. And we did an all body weight exercise program that night. And what was really cool was everybody got up, they got out of their chairs. We went through the entire exercise program, and it was amazing, the participation in that. So that piece got introduced kind of midway through, once they had the basics, so they could carry forward with the exercise part of it. And what I was sensing and what was happening was, as we were moving through this, there was that sense of the competition.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were posting who was in front, who was second, third, fourth. People were really going, whoa, they were gearing into the competitive part of it.
Yeah.
And it was very cool to see that happening. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was one thing that I wanted to make sure that every Friday we got the standings out so that people knew where they stood. And going back to the exercise class, there was a team in the HR department had a team. And I just listening to them outside of my office was so inspiring because every day they were talking about something new. And a lot of people, they would come in and they're walking around, they're very sore because they actually went home and did the at-home exercise.
Yeah.
So really exciting stuff.
Yeah. We also had non-mandatory weigh-ins once a week. That was part of the contest. That was the accountability piece of this, where people would go Monday, weigh in, and report their weight, and we'd all go into our computer system. And when I was logging weights, I know you were logging weights, I'd be sitting there at my computer like, I couldn't believe it. I was blown away by the weight loss results people were getting just by making very minor changes to their diet. And that was incredible as well.
Yeah, it actually, I didn't actually partake in the competition just because of my role as the wellness coordinator, but I was super, super charged by every Monday people coming into my office and them telling me how much weight they've lost. I really motivated me to kind of get on board with the whole thing and really start to think about my healthy eating choices and really to stay on track with that.
Yeah. As we moved into kind of midstream, week 4, week 5 of the contest, I wanted to go and visit some people at their desks and talk to them and get their feedback. And we're going to show you some of those clips right now. Hey, Amanda. How are you?
Good. How are you?
How's it going?
Good. Good. It's. I was actually just watching Tri-Set 3 right now.
All
So
right.
catching up on that.
That's great. I came to talk to you a little bit about the contest and see how it was going for you and get some feedback. Yeah.
Really enjoying it, and the weekly meetings and having this website and knowing that there's other people out there doing the same thing and struggling with the same thing or getting ideas of what did you try or what did they like, not like, or what did they do with new ideas. It's really good.
That is so cool. Thank you so much. Thanks for participating. Okay, I'll see you on Wednesday. Hey, Matt.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to see you.
Yeah,
I'm
likewise.
just roaming these halls, talking to some people about the contest, just to see how things are going and get your feedback a little bit. And what about your energy? We had talked on the grocery store tour a little bit about, you know, your energy levels and things like that. Has that improved for you?
Yeah, it really
Wow.
has. The main thing that I'm finding at this point that I still have to negotiate with that is the amount of sleep that I get. Sometimes I don't get nearly enough, and that's kind of thrown me a curveball here and there.
Yeah.
But I'm really surprised at how quickly I was able to ditch the caffeine. Couple of days, and I really didn't need it anymore.
That's great. And the exercises?
That's going really well, at least from the standpoint of doing cardiovascular work. I
Yeah.
still need to incorporate the strength training, but I'm either at the gym or even taking a walk or something.
That's great.
6 days a week.
That
what
is
I've been
so
doing.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm taking this pretty seriously. It's important to me. So
Yeah,
absolutely.
good. I'm so glad to hear that.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Have a good day. Hey, Sandy.
Hi, Sally.
How are you?
Good.
I just came and stopped by to see how you're doing and what you're thinking of the contest and what results you're getting and little feedback.
Yeah, and I've eaten stuff that I never thought I'd eat, like that tofu chocolate mousse.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my wildest dreams thought I'd eat chocolate.
Yeah.
Tofu, but it was good.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just kind of creating a new awareness and some new things and some new ideas and some life-changing stuff. So I'm so glad that you're loving it and
I
enjoying
am.
it.
It's fun being on a team because we have each other's support.
Yep.
And, you know, how'd you do this week? And, you know, we can help each other. The recipes have been great.
Good.
Love the chicken vegetable and the pumpkin chili is awesome. I even had a friend of mine eat that who doesn't like pumpkin and she loved it. So,
Yeah.
so it's been good. I'm really enjoying it.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank
and I'll
you.
see you Wednesday.
Okay, I'll
Thank
be
you.
there.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I personally was so inspired by listening to the testimonials of these folks that I went to visit, by the results they were getting. It was truly amazing to me how they were engaged, how seriously they were taking this contest, and they were committed and playing it 100%. It was so awesome. On the 5th Winning Wednesday, what I decided to do was go to the next level and talk about superfoods. Things that people incorporate into their diet that is beyond the regular nutrition. So we talked about chia seeds and hemp and goji berries and brought those foods in for people to try, and realizing that this is a whole other level, like juicing, that isn't the norm. So that was really cool. And as we progressed even farther into the contest, I wanted to bring in some of my clients, some live testimonials, so the participants could really see how people from different walks of life, moms with kids, single people, older people, how they're incorporating clean eating and making it a lifestyle and making it work. Because you hear so many people going, well, I have kids, I have husbands, I have the party, I've got the celebration, I can't make it work. How do I make it work when I eat out? Here was live people giving talking about their journey to this lifestyle, and that was really helpful for people as well.
One thing, Sally, that you brought into one of the Winning Wednesdays was a life coach that you work with, Susan Accardo.
Yeah.
And I really have to say that was critical, I think, for a lot of people, because what I talked about earlier about comprehensive wellness programs are not just about physical health. They're about mental health, financial well-being. So what Susan covered in her video about mental health and really focusing in on the mind games that we play when we try to get healthy and make healthier choices was really helpful for participants. I heard a great buzz about that winning Wednesday.
I'm glad, because that is so true. So what was the mood or the feel and the atmosphere with the IU toward the end of the contest?
It was great. Like I said, just listening to the buzz and hearing everyone talk about everything that they've learned and how they have their family members on board, and really the camaraderie in the office. One thing that I did hear a couple people talking about is how they got to know some coworkers that they had never met before. Or if they met them, it was in a meeting and it was work related. So really getting to know one another on another level unrelated to work really helps to improve that atmosphere in the workplace. So that was super exciting. Another thing that employees were talking about was what's next? What are our next steps? And that's when you came up with the idea of the results meetings.
I'll talk about the results meetings just for a little moment here. What we decided to do is have a follow-on program, a 10-week follow-on program for anybody that was in the contest that wants to take it to the next level, keep learning, keep being engaged. That's how you're successful at this. This isn't a one-time thing. It's not a diet. It's a journey, and it's always evolving, and that's the purpose of having the results meetings. So I'm excited about those starting.
Yeah, staff are as well.
Now, one thing, Caroline, I want to ask you about, with a contest with this amount of people, logistically, there has to be some challenges in making all this happen. Do you have anything that was logistically a challenge for us that you can share?
Well, you really hit the nail on the head with the word logistics. We have 12 to 1,300 employees here at IU13. Spread across 3 counties. We have employees in Harrisburg, we have employees in Lebanon, and we have employees in Lancaster. So it really was a challenge, to say the least, to try and accommodate all of those employees who would want to participate. And out of the 81 participants, we did have them spread. We had some in Harrisburg, we had some in Lebanon, and we had the majority in Lancaster. But one thing that you and I really focused on from the beginning, Sally, was making sure that we did our best to accommodate all of the employees so that they weren't traveling all to Lancaster. So what we did was we teleconferenced all of the meetings, the launch meeting, the Winning Wednesdays, the final celebration. Right. And you had NutriFreak reps that actually traveled to those other sites. Right. So we had measurements and weigh-ins in Harrisburg, in Lebanon, and in Lancaster. So it really worked out nicely for our employees. But yes, logistics was definitely the biggest challenge.
Coming into the final week of the competition, I was so excited for the people because I think they're really grasping some lifestyle changes. It was very exciting for me. I have one more testimonial I would like to read to you. This is from one of the clients from Lancaster. She says, before all the activities on Thursday, I wanted to thank you so much for your guidance and all the educational information. The new way of eating and thinking about health in general has really been helpful for me at this time in my life. I'm still taking baby steps and incorporating everything into daily life, but feel like I'm finally on a new track to improve my health. That pretty much says it all. That pretty much tells people what they were getting out of this contest. So the celebration night was coming up, and what I had planned for that was to truly make it feel like a celebration. And when I think of celebrations, I think of balloons. So of course I ordered balloons. We put each weight loss amount on a balloon, flew them around the room, so not putting people's names on, but just to keep it looking like a festive event. We also did a toast, and I made a healthy pomegranate fizz drink for everybody to toast with. I put some healthy snacks out. And this was the time for people to really celebrate and us to give the final prizes. Now for the NutriFreak Challenge prize, which was anybody who had the most points for all of the different little gates that they had to meet, we had a drawing for that because we actually had quite a few people that really participated in that fully. So we had a drawing, And the winner of that was Dawn Horst, and I believe she was from the Lebanon IU13. So what I did, and I think this is really exciting, filled that basket of goodies with all kinds of healthy superfoods that most people aren't going to go out and buy. All of the stuff that I have in my normal everyday cupboard that most people don't. So giving them the opportunity to try this. Oh, I also put a cookbook in there, one of Toscarino's cookbooks. So they had food, they had a cookbook, they were good to go. So obviously there has to be a biggest winner to this contest, and I'm going to turn it over to Caroline so she can tell you who that is.
I really appreciate that, Sally, and it was so exciting to announce that evening at the final weigh-in and the celebration. And I have to give you kudos. The celebration was really exciting. The idea of putting the weights on the balloons was a great idea. The pomegranate fizz and all the healthy snacks were really a big hit. But without further ado, let's reiterate who the winner of this contest was. Eric Carroll from our Instructional Services Department. He lost 34.5 pounds in 6 weeks. How exciting. He also won 80% of the prize money, which ended up being about $1,700. So great for Eric.
Yes.
It was really exciting to see his reaction to winning.
Eric Carroll was so excited about winning, and we actually have a clip of him at the celebration.
A couple of years ago, I had lost a lot of weight, but then, over the last 5 or 6 years, I gained some of that back, and I wanted to go back on a diet and try to get some of that weight off for a while. And this contest was really just the opportunity for me to do that, and the motivation that I needed to push myself to do that. I knew that I, had the motivation and the discipline to kind of push myself to do that. But again, it just took something, an event like this, and this whole group to really, motivate you and help keep you going and give you a reason to really push yourself. Especially, Bazinga, Will and Matt, they really, kept me on track and helped push me. I think we pushed each other, all the way to the end there. And that was really kind of the driving force for me. The fact that IU13, set up this contest really goes a long way in just, showing what kind of a great organization they are. I can only imagine how much work went into this, not only from Sally's end, but from the IU's side as well. And just seeing 80 people across our organization come together for one cause like this has just been a fantastic experience.
Caroline, it was so great to see Eric again. His story was very inspiring and really showed that we accomplished the goal of the Biggest Winner contest, which is to educate, motivate, and inspire people to make permanent lifestyle changes, which truly is the goal and the mission of NutriFreak, to teach that clean eating lifestyle. I'd love if you'd share your final thoughts.
Yeah, the competition is inspiring altogether, and Eric's story is exceptionally inspiring because of the changes that he's made along the way during those 6 weeks. One thing that I would love to share, Sally, is that not only was Eric a winner, but all of the participants were winners. Out of the 81, we had 73 people who pulled through and ended up at that final weigh-in and celebration. Out of those 71 people, we lost a total of 695 pounds. Talk about inspiring. Super excited about that. One testimonial that I received from a participant from our Harrisburg office, I wanted to share with you today because it really touched my heart. And talk about showing us that we accomplished our mission. This really does. The employee says, "I have to share. I'm pleased with the weight I've lost. I'm on target to meet my goal. But better news, I was diagnosed pre-type 2 diabetic a few months ago. My blood sugar has dropped 19 points since starting this clean eating, and I'm no longer taking my meds. My doctor is very pleased and was happy to say that I am now in the normal range. This has been a great experience and great information has been shared. Thank you to you, the Wellness Committee, and Sally, NutriFreak." So that testimonial really hit home for me, and I can't wait to share all this exciting news with our board of directors and our leadership council so that they can see the success of this Biggest Winner contest.
Wow, thank you so much, Caroline. I really appreciate the opportunity to put this contest on and for you being a part of the show, It's Your Life, Lancaster. Thank you so much. The end result of the Biggest Winner contest was not just weight loss, but the knowledge, tools, and strategies to be in control of their health for the rest of their lives. I'd like to thank Dr. Cindy Burkhart, Executive Director of the IU13, for giving me this opportunity and for the genuine interest in improving the health and well-being of their staff. Thank you for watching, and remember, change the way you eat, change your life.